There's a couple who bought a car because your neighbor bought a car. You know, in your own agenda, in your own scheme of things, in your own plan, you're not supposed to buy a car now. Your marriage can actually work and succeed. It's all in your hands. What will you do to make it work? This is Marital Wow. We're about to play a video for you like we do here on Onyikes Haven. We need you to watch it, and we'll be back to do a little analysis on the video. It's a video that's been trending, and this is a competition of two young boys. I don't know which school it is. I wish I knew, but thanks to the school, in case you're watching us, we acknowledge you. If we had your name, we would have given you the proper acknowledgement. Probably you've watched this video. We want to pick out lessons from the video. Most times what we do is when we watch videos individually that will profit us as a family, we share them between ourselves or between us, and then we try to analyze it and pick out the lessons there. This is a normal video, but then we want to draw out some maritally related lessons from this normal video to help us, strengthening our love, strengthening our friendship and our relationship. Let's watch. What do you think? We should watch the video.
Let's watch the video.
All right, so let's watch the video together.
Go!
Okay, so you've watched the video with us now, and someone said, I've watched this video before. What lessons do you want to draw from the video? That's why you should watch. Let's analyze this little video together. This is just a neutral children's game, but we can draw big lessons. Back in the Bible, Jesus Christ would use simple things to teach the disciples and teach the people around. He would share parables, some little happenings. It's not of him that runneth. He does some little things. Now, what can we learn from this video? Maybe I should let my wife go first. So, when you watch this video, I know they are neutral lessons, but what other lesson did you pick from the video?
Okay, from the way the two boys started, it was clear that the one that finally won had a strategy. Yes. On a normal day, you start with the one close to you.
Actually, I would have started with the one closest to me too.
So you would have started and just picked and kept going. That's what is expected on a normal day. Let me use that word, normal day. That's what's expected. But then he had probably over time maybe watched, because I've watched several of these kinds of videos too, not just this one. Or he has watched and seen that the best strategy for this kind of game is to start with the most difficult one. And so he had a strategy. That's first. And then secondly, he followed through with his strategy. He had a strategy, then he followed through with his strategy. It was very tempting to feel discouraged, like his strategy was failing him. Imagine him having 9 or 8 balls to go while his opponent was having just 4 balls. So that was very discouraging. But the guy remained focused. He remained focused with his strategy, and then even if the crowd was not cheering for him, he still remained focused. Let me just follow through the strategy. I believe this strategy can take me to the permanent site. And then finally, he started with the most difficult task. That was what most of us will not want to do. If I say, let us do a particular task, everybody wants to go and choose the easy part to do. But then he knew that if you start with the most difficult one, when you still have the energy, when you are getting tired, towards that time, it's now the easy ones that you just be bringing in without any. You can just stand and just do like this and just pick it up. So it was a wonderful strategy that he had, and then I give it to him.
Now let me link what you have said. I'll start with the first lesson you mentioned, which is having a strategy. I like to link it with marriage now. from the day you say I do, from the moment they declare you as a couple, it's like saying, set, run. In my church, for example, we have several couples who can wed on the same day. And so on that day, I remember the day we got married, we had, I think, 2 other couples who got married with us. So imagine 3 of us lined up on the altar, and then the pastor says, from today, I pronounce you husband and wife. And he's saying, go. The race has started, go, start running. The question is, when you started the race of your marriage, did you have a strategy? Like this young boy. This boy knew, listen, I would have started from the closest ball, trust me, because that's what I thought would happen. But this boy knew that I need to start from the last, the most difficult, if I must win this game. In your marriage, what method, what strategy are you adopting if you must win the game of marriage? Sadly, many people get married without a strategy.
And this strategy should actually have been put in place at the time of courtship.
During courtship, that's the time when I remember during our courtship, we had books. My church marriage committee made us to buy notebooks. I want to believe there are several other churches who have notebooks during courtship. And sometimes at the initial point, I was wondering, this book is just for formality. What am I supposed to write? But trust me, even this show you're watching today, even whatever we're doing today was part of the plan in that notebook. We wrote it down in that notebook. The radio program we do was in that notebook. Essentially, everything is in that notebook. There are times when I'll tell my wife, I think we need to look at that notebook again so that we can recalibrate and tell ourselves the truth. Are we making progress or not? So it's very important that you have a strategy. Perhaps you're married and you don't even have one. I think as husband, as wife, call yourselves together or each other together and begin to design a new strategy for yourselves. Like, we need to win this marriage race. We need to win this marriage race. So what strategy are we going to adopt? That's number one. Start with a strategy. If you're still single, I admire you. You're watching this now. Start with a strategy. If you're getting married to somebody who does not understand strategy, please sit down and talk. Where are we going? Let's have a plan. When we start this race, when we kick off or kickstart, whatever it is, how are we starting? Where are we starting? What are we doing? You need to have that clearly in your head. The second lesson you shared was that of focus. Yes, even though the other boy seems to be doing better, right? If you look at it, you would have thought, let me copy this boy. Let me go and start from these ones now.
The temptation must have been very strong to just pick the low-hanging fruits.
You understand? I believe that little boy, if I could interview him, would have had that. He never succumbed to that. He stuck to his strategy and kept running. There's a couple who bought a car because your neighbor bought a car. You know, in your own agenda, in your own scheme of things, in your own plan, you're not supposed to buy a car now. Maybe you are supposed to build your own house. But because this other person who got married after you bought a car or built a house or went to the Bahamas or went to the US or to Africa or to UK, you just want a copy. You've forgotten your strategy. You're not focused. You're thinking, if Mr. Paul and then Mr. Anthony and Bosse and Ikechukwu can move to the UK, why can't we also move to the UK? Are they better than us? My question for you is, was that the original plan? Was that what you laid down when you started? Stick to your plan. If you had all those things, why not factor all of them in? If you say after 5 years we're going to move here, stick to your plan. Don't be carried away because, this other person you got married together with on the same day, after they got married, they traveled abroad. They traveled, they went here.
They have seen beautiful pictures
on social media, and you
feel they have it all.
You forget about what you're supposed to do. I think that would be wrong, really. That would be wrong. And then you talked about starting with the most difficult one. I think it's a really tough one. There's something that you would say, your mom would say. In marriage, when you get married, you just want to enjoy your life. But I think there are some decisions that are difficult that need to be taken. And sometimes starting early would really go a long way in helping. I know you tell me things like your mom would say in your first year of marriage, make sure you maybe build a house or some kinds of projects like that are difficult.
First 5 years.
The first 5 years, right? Well, that's a topic for another day, by the way. We'll still come back and analyze this. That's why you should follow us on Onyikes Haven on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Follow all our social media platforms, Onyikes Haven, so you don't miss any of the episodes we'll be bringing you. So those are some of the lessons, and I think, I had something similar here. I talked about the strategy, and he had a strategy. If not, why did he start from the back and not from the front? Because he had a strategy in his mind already, and then he stuck to it. Another thing,
he has probably learned by observation.
Yeah, yes.
That if you start from the farthest one, you will win.
You'll win.
But then if you start from the closest one, you will not win.
You will not win. So, okay, so, and another thing I noticed with the boy was that he maintained momentum. You see, the bigger boy, the one who didn't win, started, but at some point, towards the middle, you observe that he felt like, I am winning. Like I had only 3 balls to go, 4 balls to go, and then his behavior changed. He was just taking it easy, until he saw suddenly that this other boy was just close to the basket and was going to put everything inside. Suddenly, as if something just happened, he did not maintain momentum. I think somehow that if this boy had also maintained momentum, somehow they might have tied. I'm just thinking, I don't know. But he didn't really maintain momentum. But this other boy, the winner, maintained almost the same way he started was the same way he ended. Perhaps he increased it towards the end. That teaches me something. In marriage, we start with love. When we get married, the butterflies are high. You open the door for your wife. You can't go to church without her. You wear anko, that kind of thing. They dress the same way. You call hello, phone calls every day, every time. You keep doing that. But then as the marriage progresses, we begin to lose momentum. We begin to slow down.
We don't do the things we used to do again. We don't call as we used to call again. We don't text again. We take one another for granted. Before you would open the door for your wife, now you don't. I'm not saying opening door is a sign of love, by the way, but I'm just comparing what you used to do when you started and then what you do now that you've gone far in your marriage. And then all the serve you breakfast in bed, all those things you were doing, you dress alike, a lot of things, you call her honey sweetie, you begin to lose momentum.
No, you call her Mama Nkechi.
I never said that, but anyway, I didn't say that. I don't call anybody Mama anybody, as she knows. But then we're just trying to say simple lessons from a children's game. Maintain momentum. Let's try. It's not easy. Right, you want to call hard work, or call him at work. Still smile, talk the way you talk when you started.
About it.
I think that's the word. Be deliberate about your marriage. Be deliberate about your home. Don't let the fire die down. If it's dying, raise it up again or activate it again, rekindle it again. Let it start afresh, and then let's go for that. So that's really some lesson we've learned there. And the last thing I would say is that this young boy did not allow outsiders, the shout of outsiders, to dissuade him. The people who were shouting were hailing this other person. It's
cheering for you, that guy. Jesus.
They thought he was winning, so they were cheering for this person. And he would have thought, well, people are not cheering for me. They're not happy. They're not really on my side, so let me stop. Forget the noise you hear for other marriages. It's very common now because when you come on social media, you see, this family, their picture, and you feel like your own is very bad. But in reality, you might even be the one
having a healthier home.
You might even be the one having a healthier home. So don't be carried away with the noise out there. Build your marriage, you and your wife. I speak from the men's perspective now. You and your wife, or you and your husband, come together, bring up your strategy, work together, harmonize, let the love continue, and act on those your plans. I believe that we've been able to draw some simple lessons from this game. We'll bring you more. Just make sure you follow us on Facebook, Onyikes Haven, us on Instagram, on TikTok, and also YouTube. Watch our videos and let us also know. Leave a comment. Share this video with your friends, your family members who need to watch and learn some of those things that we're discussing together.
We'll also be glad to see their own feedback, like lessons they picked from the same video on comment section.
Absolutely. You must have your own lesson. Let us know in the comment section so that we can also learn from there and build together. For us, marriage is fun. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed. And that is why we have fun doing some of these things. You should create your own fun and let's work together. Until we come your way again, right? Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and remember, our job together is to make your home a heaven and help you, right? Take your home to heaven. Onyikes heaven, making your home a heaven and taking your homes to heaven.